Beshies! Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Today, I will be doing a reaction on the latest Miss Universe Philippines 2020 on their final question and answer portion. Pero syempre mga Beshies, ito ay sarili ko lamang reaction at opinion. So everybody naman ay entitled sa ating mga sariling reaction at opinion. After all, they deserve their title kung ano man yung nakuha nilang place because alam ko naman na ginawa nila lahat ng best nila para sa pageant na to. So tara mga Besh, mag-umpisa na tayo.
Let's start with Quezon City, Michele Gumabao. Hello, Michele.
Hi, good evening.
All right, I shall ask you not just one, but two questions. The second of which is the same question for all five of the top five candidates. We have actually asked all of our top five candidates to pick a number backstage, and we are going to start with you. So your first question is actually question number 2. You have 30 seconds to answer this question. At the end of 30 seconds, you will hear this. And then right after that, I will ask you the question that I will ask all the other candidates as well, and you have another 30 seconds to answer that as well, okay? All right.
Okay, thank you.
Here we go. Our first question. If you are under strict quarantine and isolation, what is the most important mobile app for you and why?
The most important app during this whole quarantine was my Bible. Having faith in the midst of this pandemic was very vital to me, not only for my mental health, but also for my sanity. It got me through the toughest of times. I was able to get through others through the toughest of times, and it kept me centered, and it kept me grounded. And that's the most important thing that I would need in a pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you ready for your second question?
Yes, bring it on.
All right, here it comes. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential and non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis? Time starts now.
As we all know, pageants are a very, very inspiring event. Not only to the Philippines, but to every country who supports pageantry. It is important to stage a pageant and to show the Philippines that we are much more than our setbacks, than our failures, and that we are able to overcome any adversity. Having a pageant symbolizes hope, and right now on the stage, that is who we are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Quezon City, Michele Gumabao.
So yun mga Beshies, ang una natin bibigyan ng reaction is si Miss Quezon City, si Miss Michele Gumabao. So para sa akin, yung entrada niya nung tinawag siya ay sobra talagang confident siya, the way she stands, the way she speaks, tapos yung pag-answer niya ng question is talaga nakikipag-interact siya, talagang may eye contact dun sa mga judges, and syempre kung ilan mang audience yung nandun. And ang one thing more lang na na-observe ko sa kanya is parang naging over-confident siya. Masyado siyang naging too confident sa pagsabi niya doon sa bring it on thing na feeling ko hindi siya appropriate para sa mga Miss Universe pageant. So parang hindi siya ganong feminine yung dating para sa akin. Pero syempre yun lang yung opinion ko mga besh. Pero overall, she deserves para sa akin na mapasama doon sa top 5.
Our next candidate from Cavite, Kimberly Hakenson, aka Billy.
Good evening, judges.
All right, Billy, I will ask you two questions. You had a chance to pick your question backstage. After 30 seconds, you will hear this. And then I will ask you another question. All right, are you ready? Okay. Here's your first question. What advice will you give to a first-time voter for the 2022 elections? Time starts now.
We have fought long and hard for our right to suffrage. And this is not something that we should waste. For us to be able to complain and be able to appreciate the things that we have as Filipino citizens, we have to vote. We have to participate in selecting our leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, here is your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential or non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis?
I am someone who is usually an independent person. But because of this beauty pageant, I realized that I needed to ask for help, that I needed to reach out to people. And same goes for everyone else. To be able to survive something as big as this pandemic, altruism should be practiced and cooperation is always the key. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So second one, mga beshies dun sa ating pagbibigay ng reaction sa kanilang question and answer portion ng top 5 is from Cavite City, si Miss Kimberly or Billy Hakenson. So para sa akin, proud ako sa kanya mga besh kasi dun sa mga hindi nakanood nung preliminary nila ay inamin niya and proud to say na bisexual siya. So dun pa lang nakita mo yung honesty niya and talagang all out niyang sinabi sa tao yung pagkatao niya. And so nasa sa atin na yon or sa ibang tao kung paano siya tatanggapin. And doon naman sa pag-answer niya ng questions mga beshies, para sa akin, napaka-confident niyang sinagot yun and very calmly niya talagang sinagot yung mga questions. Yun nga lang, I felt some luck dun sa second question, if where do pageant stands in this time of crisis. Para sa akin, she could have done more to elaborate yung answer niya since meron pa namang siyang time. Pero overall mga beshies, sobrang deserve niya din na mapasama dun sa top 5 and para sa akin, sobrang elegant and sophisticated nung dating niya with that kind of hairstyle niya. So, yun.
We shall hear from Bohol, Pauline Amelinckx. Good evening.
Good evening again.
How are you?
Overwhelmed, but all in all, very grateful to be here.
Yes, here we go. Down to the final couple questions. I will ask you 2 questions. One, you picked backstage. After you hear 30 seconds, after you talk for 30 seconds, you'll hear this. And then I'll give you another 30 seconds to answer the second question. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Your first question. What factors influence you in deciding on what to buy or post online?
The factors that help me decide that is basically what I want to put out there, what I want to show the world about myself, how I want to portray myself. What matters most is that we know who we are, that we are true to our authentic selves, and that we always try our best to show and share that to the rest of the world, and hopefully inspire them to do the same.
Thank you. Here is your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential and non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis? Go.
I think pageants are now an amazing platform to show that not all our dreams are canceled. They're just put on hold. And for us, we're lucky that we're still able to make this one dream come true, to stand here, to spread hope, to rally people together in action and conversation, and spark change. And together, I'm sure, we can make a positive impact out there on this stage. That is the essence of beauty pageants in the time of the pandemic.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Bohol, Pauline Amelinckx.
So also included mga beshi sa ating top 5 is from Bohol. So si Miss Pauline Amelinckx. So para sa akin mga beshies, napaka-lovely and smiling ng face niya. And yung eyes niya sobrang expressive. And para sa akin, okay naman yung way ng pagsagot niya. Nakikipag-interact din talaga siya. Yun nga lang yung sa first question, medyo nakulangan lang ako dun sa sagot niya, dun sa what factors influence her in deciding what to buy or post online. Medyo para sa akin na sana medyo naging specific pa siya dun sa sagot niya. And napansin ko lang na she's catching her breath and a bit nervous, which is of course normal naman sa lahat ng mga pageant. But she nailed it on the second question and ended it very well. So yun, para sa akin nakabawi siya dun sa last question.
Parañaque, Maria Ysabella Ysmael. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
You seem very confident.
It might just be my voice.
Okay. Let's see. So I will ask you two questions. You were able to pick a number backstage. After you talk for 30 seconds, you will hear a chime like this. Then I will ask you another question. At the end of 30 seconds, you will hear a chime as well. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Your first question. To a child who has never seen a pageant, how would you describe a beauty queen?
I would tell that child that a beauty queen is somebody who is, first and foremost, a human being. She's somebody that is proud of who she is, but most importantly, she is somebody that brings hope. When she wears that crown on her head, it's not just because she's the most beautiful girl in the room, but it's because she's the woman who inspires hope. She's the woman who inspires love and productivity and somebody being authentic. And a beauty queen is somebody that we should always look up to.
Thank you. Time for your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential or non-essential. Where do pageants stand in a time of crisis?
In my experience with the pandemic and being in one of the most prestigious pageants in the Philippines, I have realized that pageants are something that can give Filipinos hope, and it's something that can give Filipinos something to look forward to. It's something that we as Filipinos, as a pageant-loving nation, it's something that we're so proud of. It's something that gives us life. And that's the relevance of what a pageant is. We help each other out, we help other people, and we help ourselves grow. We help each other prosper through any negative aspect.
Thank you very much. Round of applause. Parañaque, Maria Ysabella Ysmael.
And of course, also included in the top 5 Ms.Universe Philippines 2020 is from Parañaque City. So, si Miss Maria Ysabella Ysmael. So, actually mga Veshis dun sa 5, siya talaga yung bet ko. Hindi lang dahil sa pares kaming may Maria dun sa aming name. Pero she spells elegance. Alam mo yon, sobrang elegante niya. The way she walk, the way she stands there, the way she talk, the way she answers. Yung mga questions sa kanya, yun nga lang, medyo slowly siyang magsalita. That's why siguro nakulangan siya ng oras doon sa both questions. Pero syempre overall she deserves to be in the top 5. Akala ko nga siya yung mananalo. So syempre yung mga judges, meron talaga silang mga specific na tinitingnan doon sa mga Miss Universe na tayong mga viewers naman ay minsan hindi natin nakikita yon. So overall, she deserves din talaga na maging first runner-up.
Call on IloIlo. Rabiya, Mateo. Good evening.
Good evening, Casey. How are you doing?
I'm nervous. For everybody. Okay. So I will ask you two questions. You're able to choose a number backstage. After you talk for 30 seconds, you will hear this. And then I will ask another question where you receive another 30 seconds.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Your first question. If you could create a new paper currency with the image of any Filipino on it, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
If I were given the chance, I want to use the face of Miriam Defensor Santiago. For those who don't know, she was an Ilongga, but what I admired about her is that she used her knowledge, her voice to serve the country. And I want to be somebody like her, somebody who puts her heart, her passion into action. And after all, she is the best president that we never had.
Okay, it's time for your second question. This pandemic has made clear our priorities, essential or non-essential. Where do pageants stand in this time of crisis?
As a candidate, I know I'm not just the face of IloIlo City, but I am here carrying hope and as a symbol of light in the darkest times. And as of the moment, I want to help my community. I want to use my strength to make an impact. And that is the essence of beauty pageant. It gives us the power to make a difference.
Well said, IloIlo. Rabiya, Mateo.
And of course, mga Veshies, ang ating Miss Universe Philippines 2020 na from Iloilo, Miss Rabiya Mateo, who is half Filipina and half Indian. Bali dun sa mga question and answer mga Veshies, bali pang-apat siya. So, ginawa ko na lang siyang huli, syempre kasi siya yung ating nanalo nga Miss Universe. So, para sa akin, nakuha niya din yung crown because among the five, siya talaga yung may prettiest face. Alam mo yon, yung parang ang simple ng mukha niya and talagang yung lively ba, parang talagang nakikipag-interact siya. And then, yung pagpasok niya, alam mo yon, yung grinit niya si Casey, para sa akin, confident siya na hindi naman too confident. Yung parang very casual lang yung ginawa niya doon sa final look nila. So, the way she answers yung questions niya, mga Veshies, para sa akin ay maayos yung naging pagsagot niya doon. And I like doon sa pagsagot niya about kay sa ating late Miss Miriam Santiago, which is ako rin kasi fan ni Miss Miriam. So, para sa akin, talagang pasok sa banga yung sagot niya doon. And of course, she ended talaga very well. Pero, yun lang, para sa akin lang itong mga Veshies. Parang hindi ko nakitaan ng elegance yung boses niya and the way she answers yung mga questions kasi parang bata pa kasi siya, alam mo yun. Pero yun nga, overall, sobrang deserve niya din para sa akin to win the crown. At para sa mga hindi nakanood, mga Veshies, ito na yung announcement ng ating Miss Universe 2020.
Cavite! Runner-up is Bohol. The second runner-up is Quezon City! Only two remained. Let me remind you that in case the winner fails to fulfill her duties and obligations, the first runner-up will take over as Miss Universe Philippines. I will announce the name of the winner first. That means the other contender is our first runner-up. Ladies, take a deep breath. It is time for the moment of truth. Miss Universe Philippines 2020 is Miss IloIlo! Mabuhay ang Miss Universe Philippines organization. To our judges, sponsors, and to all of our phenomenal delegates, our most heartfelt appreciation for all of the support and participation in this year's pageant, Miss Universe Philippines 2020.
So ayan mga Veshies, nakita nyo na yung mga place nila doon sa pagkapanalo ng Miss Universe Philippines. Medyo, ito reaction ko lang naman mga Veshies, no? Medyo na-disappoint lang ako kasi yung in-announce yung Miss Universe. hindi tinawag si si Ysabella from Parañaque na first runner-up, hindi kagaya ng mga third, second. So, feeling ko lang parang hindi siya nabigyan ng moment dun sa part na yon. Pero syempre, aware naman tayo na siya yung naging first runner-up Miss Universe Philippines. And syempre, congratulations to Miss Rabiya, Mateo. Good luck sa journey mo and sa lahat ng nanalo ng Miss Universe Philippines and lahat ng naging candidates ng Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Congratulations! At syempre, bago tayo magtapos mga Veshies, nais ko magpasalamat sa inyong pag-subscribe, like and share ng aking mga videos. And please don't forget to hit the notification bell para naman updated kayo sa aking mga upcoming videos. Thanks for watching!